Good day, everybody. We're at the Bumrungrad International Hospital in Bangkok, Thailand. You can check out, they have parking. First stop is going to be in building A. Over there is building B. Got my nurse here with me. Say hello, Jai. We're going to take you through our process here at the Bumrungrad International Hospital. This is my post-operation visit today. And it's impromptu. I didn't bring any microphones or gimbal or anything. We're just going to ask permission for us to be able to record in here. Just entering in here, our first stop is going to be on the 19th floor to get a blood draw done. First step of the day. Arrival time at the hospital is 6:30 a.m. The first step whenever I come into the hospital is to come in here to registration, and I check in with these ladies here and they give me a little band to move on. Thank you, Kap Kun Krap. And from there, come here to the lab where I had my blood draw. I didn't show the actual blood draw when they did it. Some people don't like to see that. Had no problems, painless. She did an excellent job. Bumrungrad Hospital is an excellent hospital. I can't tell you how happy I was with the operation, the process, getting everything done. It cost 1.56 million baht, and I have Blue Cross Blue Shield FEP Blue Federal Employee Program insurance, and the insurance covered everything 100%. No cost to us. When you come into the hospital here, we're on the 19th floor where we came first to register, check in, and get the blood test. So I have 4 follow-up appointments today with the doctors, and everything on this should be, I'll let you know at the end, but it's generally about 80% coverage. They provide water and juices here. So I think the Blue Cross Blue Shield covers 80% of the doctor visits and medication. So I'll know more about that when we get to the end. Beautiful hospital, and the care is second to none. It's exceptional. The people here are all outstanding. I'll continue on as we go. My nurse here is still supporting me, my wife Jai, for everybody who doesn't know that. Okay, we're now down at the Bon Pain restaurant where we can get something to eat after getting our blood test done. So show what they have here to offer. You want pastries, drinks, and a pretty wide menu. Very friendly staff. We're at Bumrungrad International Hospital. This is building B right here where we'll have our first appointment. And on this side over here is building A where we just went in and had the blood draw and we had breakfast. We'll have to go back into building A to the 19th floor to get the finger prick an hour and a half after eating. So Beautiful grounds here. I spent 2 weeks in this wing of the hospital. Kind of hard to see it. If we can move out a little farther. My surgical procedure was done in building B here, and I spent 2 weeks here, a week pre-surgery because of complications, and then a week after the surgery, again because of the complications. It should have only been 2 or 3 days, but I've only a month passed on Saturday since my surgery. So everything is going extremely well in my opinion. We'll find out today with the doctors and see what their opinions are. I'm hoping to get a good clean bill of health so I can travel back to the United States again and take care of business there. It is 1 month and 2 days post-surgery after my C-spine surgery. I don't know if you can see the incision areas in my neck, but in my opinion, I'm healing exceptionally well. I've got a lot of pain still, but it's muscle pains, I'm sure, because they cut all the muscles open, obviously, to get into the C-spine to do the work. So, I, in my opinion, am doing very well. I'm managing the pain without medication. My days sometimes can't last as long as I would hope, but yesterday we were out for 5 hours and it made me have a hard time sleeping last night. I overdid it too much. My head's heavy. You don't realize how heavy. They say your average head is, I believe they said 22 to 28 pounds, and all that force sitting on my neck was a problem. So anyhow, we will spend most of the day here today doing post-op follow-up stuff. Like I said, we already went in, did our blood draw, 6:30 a.m. We went and had our breakfast. I gotta go back to get a finger prick now because we're gonna see our primary doctor who's concerned about pre-diabetic conditions. And of course, they always want to put you on the extreme diets so you don't, but it's helped. I've went from 112 kilos to 100 kilos, so it's working. So for now, we're going to continue on with our visits today, and we'll share each spot as we go, and I'll share the costs at the end. All right. It's kind of cool to see here at the Building B parking garage area. They've got various different country flags. You see the U.S. flag in the second from the left.
Bobby is in Bumrungrad hospital today for follow-up.
Okay, I finished getting the blood finger prick, and the nurse didn't want me to video her, so I didn't. But she did my weight, finger prick, and blood pressures. So my blood sugar was 113, my blood pressure was 124/74, and my weight was 100.9 kilos. So everything was still holding good. So now we're going to Building B, 3rd floor, to see my first doctor of the day. So walking, it's like 15 minutes between my blood sugar test and seeing my doctor. Go into the Horizon Center for our appointment here. Those guys checking in for me. This is an important visit for us because one of the biggest problems why I had to stay in the hospital so long is my platelets were too low and my blood wasn't coagulating and I was bleeding excessive, and they were concerned if they did the surgery it would be a major problem. So they ended up giving me 6 or 7 blood transfusions to get my platelets up and did the surgery. So my post-op surgery, the platelet count was good. Recovery went good as expected. So now we're going to find out with the hematologist if my platelet count is good for any future issues. We think the cause was from the antibiotics that I was taking for a bacterial infection I had in my foot and leg. So we're going to find out today the results now. Okay, the doctor said really didn't have any reason to record in there because everything is back to normal. The platelet count is normal, hemoglobin normal, everything really back to normal. She said I should have no issues in the future with bleeding, that it was just an issue with my antibiotics that I was having to take for the bacterial problem. So in the future I should have no problems. I'm turning in the paperwork for my appointment here with my neurosurgeon, I believe, is building 20A. Yeah, Spine Institute. I'd like everybody to meet Dr. Witthewin. He's a surgeon that operated on me. Very, very pleased to have met him.
So now there is no surgical side pain. I do like anymore.
The muscles are hurting. Sometimes it depends on how much I do. If I overdo it. Yesterday we were out and about for 5 hours.
Yeah.
I had a lot of pain and into my arm, but I know it was muscle spasm. I could feel it.
It's not the same head as we had before the surgery.
No.
Okay. Very good.
And to touch, everything feels okay to touch.
Yeah.
So I think I overdo it. That I can cause myself a little more pain, but I think it's okay.
And what about your life? What activities?
My life is so much better now than it was before.
So you could do much more than before the surgery?
Yeah, I can already do more than I could before, even though my muscles are very weak.
Yeah.
I'm ready to start, if it's possible, to start doing some exercise.
Yes, I think you can now. Let me check. Perfect. Let's do it. Okay, very good. Yeah. And what about your strength? Can you do this and keep resisting? Very good. Okay, what about this? Can you keep doing this? Okay. Yeah. What about pushing? Perfect. Okay, thank you. Perfect. Now you can start exercising.
Okay, do I have restriction or just whatever doesn't hurt?
Whatever, if it doesn't hurt, it's okay. Just avoid flipping your neck quickly.
Yeah.
Avoid accident that something bump directly on your head.
Yeah, I've been very cautious about that. I'm worried to death. I went out doing a walking live stream the other day, and I was concerned I was going to stumble on something. So I got to be really cautious with that.
Yeah. But I think you know that your balance is much improved.
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah.
Yesterday I didn't even tell Jai this, but after about 5 hours out walking around, when I stood up, I felt a little dizzy feeling, a little faint. And something that happened to me after we went home, we were home for 3 or 4 days, I got food poisoning, severe. And I passed out between the toilet and the wall. I had been vomiting a lot. And luckily I didn't hit my head. But she said she couldn't get me to come to, that I was like deep gone somewhere, and she was screaming and yelling at me and trying to bring me back. And it was scary for her especially.
Yeah. So it's good that nothing bad happened.
Yeah, because this could have went so bad.
Yeah.
Anyhow, I admitted into the hospital that night. I was stayed for 2 days for them to rehydrate me. And
at Surin Hospital?
Yes.
Or
Yeah.
Okay.
So since then, I'm listening to her totally now, because I didn't, when I started getting the food poisoning, I wasn't listening to, she was telling me you need to go to the doctor before it gets too bad, but it went to the point to where even though she had gone with me to the restroom, she walked back to our bedroom to get something, and during that time I fell between the toilet and the wall.
Okay.
So luckily it didn't hurt anything. I didn't hit my head, but I was definitely, I think I was gone. I didn't know anything was happening.
You know, 20 years ago when I was in Surin, I had a lot of diarrhea as well because I think it's like travelers diarrhea.
Yeah.
Because I'm new there, so I
Yeah.
had like new germs and everything, so I got diarrhea a lot.
Yeah, I told her I'm afraid now to eat any of the street foods. I'm afraid of it all now.
Yeah.
Even something that was simple like spring rolls, what I eat all the time. That's what caused me the food poisoning.
Yeah.
Mostly vegetables, so it's still bad.
And raw food.
Yeah, raw. I don't eat raw food. Okay, nothing raw. Okay, the next big thing to us is travel. Are we able to fly now?
Definitely, yes.
Okay.
Yeah. So it's been how long?
5 weeks.
5 weeks. Yeah. More than enough. Much more than enough.
Okay, I know sitting up too long, I get real strained. Walking for too long walking is okay. It's standing that really gets me. So carrying things, still kind of light duty carrying.
Yeah. Because when you carry things, you're going to use some of the muscle above here, which can connect to the surgical side, so that might sprain and cause the pain in your neck. So be careful with that.
Okay.
As long as it's not too dangerous. Okay.
We've decided we're going to fly business class, so I can get a more comfortable seating arrangement.
Yeah. I think so.
And we're planning to go like in 2 weeks.
Yeah. We can go tomorrow.
Okay.
Okay,
That's good.
about
That's good.
dental.
Oh, I've got dental work that needs done on the bottom. Is there any issues with me getting crowns done?
No problem at all.
Okay. Probably as soon as we get back to the U.S., I'm going to get 6 crowns done on the bottom. My teeth got really good.
No problem. Okay.
I think I've asked everything I need to know. What do you, clinically, do you think I'm doing okay for a 70-year-old?
Very okay. Very okay. So your balance is improved, your urination, passing stool is improved after the surgery.
Yeah.
So these are like the symptoms of the spinal cord compression. And you don't have pain like that anymore?
No.
Very good.
All the phantom pains I was having have all gone. I don't have any of that.
Wow.
Like I say, it's basically just, I feel spasms in through here that will radiate down into mostly my left arm, but sometimes both sides.
Now it's gone.
It's when I overexert and do too much,
Yeah.
that's when I get it.
And you're not taking any pain medicines at all?
No.
Good.
I quit that more than a week ago. Yesterday I had to take some because it hurt to the point that
Yeah. So, but I think it's still good to have some medicines with you when you travel because sometimes the pain can happen to a problem.
okay.
So we're going to prescribe some for you,
All right.
just in case.
Yeah, I've been pretty good. I think for about 2 weeks I've not used except for when I really hurt, then I did it.
Yeah.
So yeah, it'd be nice to have for precaution.
Yeah. Okay.
And
All right.
can we stop a little bit or no? Or
What?
still record?
I think well, except I want to thank you very much for all you've done for me.
It's my pleasure.
You were sent to me by God, I swear.
Oh, thank you very much.
Thank you.
ดีใจมากๆเลย
ที่บางรัฐผมมีทีมงานที่ซัพพอร์ตดีมากๆครับก็ไม่ใช่ผมเห็นคนเดียว ระหว่างที่คนไข้หลับเนี่ยมีสิ่งที่คนไข้ไม่เห็นหลายอย่างก็คือว่าทีมงานที่คอยซัพพอร์ตผมนะเลยทำให้งานที่ผมทำมันง่าย
ค่ะเหมันชุบชีวิตใหม่เลย
น่ายินดีมากๆครับ
ค่ะขอบคุณมากๆเลยค่ะ
ครับผม
ค่ะ
สวัสดีครับ
สวัสดีค่ะ
Okay, we finished up our 4th appointment of the day is with our primary care physician, and I didn't do any recording with her because she's always nasty to me, tells me I'm obese and need to watch my weight gain and what I eat and yada yada yada. So anyhow, all went well, blood tests all came out good, everything is going well. So now we're at our final part of the day. We're here to pay the bill and get our medications. So whenever we know exactly what it was, what it cost, what we paid, we'll let you know. Okay, to speed things up whenever you're ready to check out, make sure you go as soon as you check in. Tell the nurses at the first appointment to notify your insurance company to have the guarantee of payment ready to go. Because in our situation this time they didn't do it. Normally they do, but just remind them, because they didn't this time, and it took us about another hour extra to go through the process of getting hold of the insurance company ourselves, getting the guarantee of payment. Then they notified the hospital and we had to go to the other building, and anyhow, it was just a pain in the butt. So now we finally are checking out. They will not allow you to buy or get 6 months of medication. You can only get 3 months at a time. So whenever I know exactly the amount of our bill, I'll come back and state that. Our total bill today was $75,800 total for 4 doctors and the medication. But our total payment that we had to make was $3,517. So basically, our entire day today, along with medication, cost us roughly $100 US. So everything is complete.